Lesson 2. Maryland's Regions. At the fall line, the Potomac River falls from the Piedmont Plateau to the lower Atlantic coastal plain. A region is an area of land with features that make it different from other land areas. Different regions may have some things in common, such as resources. Still, each region has features that make it unique. Location, climate, or physical features can help define a region. Maryland is divided into three main geographic regions: the Atlantic Coastal Plain, the Piedmont Plateau, and the Appalachian Mountains. Atlantic Coastal Plain. The Atlantic Coastal Plain runs along almost half of the east coast of the United States. Most of it is in the southeast region, but it also reaches into the northeast region. The Atlantic Coastal Plain in Maryland covers more than half of the state, making it Maryland's largest region. This low, flat land is divided by Chesapeake Bay into the eastern shore and the western shore. The region is mostly flat, but it rises slightly as it moves westward. On the Atlantic Coastal Plain, the soil is sandy in the south, but the soil in the north is excellent for farming. Because the land is low and close to the ocean, this is the warmest region in Maryland. The upper part of the eastern shore is an important farming area. It is also one of the top chicken raising areas in the United States. Towns there are small. Vocabulary: fertile, quarry, agriculture, cultivate, erosion. In the southern part of the eastern shore, there are beautiful natural areas. The Pocomoke River State Forest and Park includes forests and wetlands that are protected by law. Hundreds of bird species and wild horses live along the coastline and islands of the Assateague Island National Seashore Park. The western shore has many more cities than the eastern shore. Farming in this part of the Atlantic Coastal Plain began with Native Americans before Europeans started settling the region. The largest city in Maryland, Baltimore, is on the Atlantic Coastal Plain near the western shore of Chesapeake Bay. People have built up the shoreline there so that they can enjoy being on the water. Piedmont Plateau. The Piedmont Plateau stretches from Alabama across much of the southeastern United States, running northward to New Jersey. The plateau is about 50 miles wide at the point where it crosses Maryland in the middle of the state. The Piedmont Plateau is higher than the Atlantic Coastal Plain. However, it is not rugged like a mountain range. In Maryland, the Piedmont Plateau is an area of rolling hills and green pastures. The land there is well watered and fertile, or good for growing plants. This fertile land makes it a key location for farming. Its pastures make this region ideal for raising dairy cattle. The Piedmont Plateau is also important because of the many rocks and minerals found there. Quarries are common there. A quarry is a place where rocks and minerals are dug out of the ground. While there are some towns in the northern part of the Piedmont Plateau region, most of its towns or cities are found in the southern part of Maryland. Many people who live in these communities work in Washington, D.C., the United States capital.
If you look at the map, you can see that the map key tells us that the orange section in the west of Maryland are the Appalachian Mountains, the purple section is the Piedmont Plateau, and the green section is the Atlantic Coastal Plain. The fall line is the red line that you see cutting through the middle of the state. You can see that our national capital is marked by a star. Our national capital is Washington, D.C., with a star with a circle around it. Our state capital city is Annapolis, with a plain star, and other big cities in Maryland, such as Baltimore or Gartner, are marked with a black dot.
Suitland, Maryland is one such community. Because it is so close to Washington, D.C., Suitland is also the site of several government offices. With a population of more than 47,000 people, Suitland is small compared to Baltimore, but it is home to many businesses and services.
Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachian Mountains stretch almost 2,000 miles along the eastern part of the United States. They are among the oldest mountains in the world. This mountain range is actually made up of smaller ranges, including the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Allegheny Mountains. The part of the Appalachians that crosses the western part of Maryland includes these two ranges. The highest point in Maryland, Backbone Mountain, is found in this region. Even though it is mountainous, this region also includes level areas and fertile valleys. Grapes are grown in vineyards in this region, and there are many farms. Farming communities in the western Maryland area are also located near the Appalachian Mountains. Many people visit the Appalachian Mountains to enjoy the forests and wildlife there. Others come to hike the Appalachian National Scenic Trail, which crosses through the state. Regions change over time. Agriculture includes all types of farming from growing crops to raising livestock. More land in Maryland is used for agriculture than for any other activity. More than 1/3 of the land in Maryland is farmland. In the last 10 years, the number of farms in Maryland has increased by more than 500. Many newer farms are small. Some raise organic food or specialty items. Across the United States, specialty farming has also grown. However, the total number of acres being cultivated or used to raise crops has declined. An acre is a unit used to measure land. 1 acre is 43,560 square feet. That is nearly the size of a football field. There are many small farms. There are also areas with farms that cover thousands of acres. Some regions, such as the Midwest, are made up of almost nothing but farmland. Almost half of the land in the United States is cultivated. The number of acres being cultivated in Maryland has stayed about the same over time. Most farms in Maryland are considered medium-sized or around 160 acres. Study the chart below. Remember that there are many regions of the United States where there are few people. For example, the deserts in the Southwest also have fewer people per square mile than any of the eastern states. Maryland and its surrounding regions are changing in different ways over time. Much of Maryland is near the ocean. Because of that, erosion is common. Erosion is the wearing away of land and rock by water. In Maryland, erosion can change the shoreline. In addition, the growth of cities has changed regions both across the United States and in Maryland. Maryland's population has increased from 4.2 million in 1980 to about 5.7 million today. In spite of changes, people try to protect large areas of natural land by making them part of state parks. They want to make sure that the growing population will not cause all wild places to disappear.